How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and this time, as you saw probably from the thumbnail, we got some trial decks to look at. Now, us in English, we finally got our trial deck 1, 2, and 3. You know, Keter, Darkseid, Stoicheia, and all that. And you know what? I thought, why not make a video out of it? Now, as most of our videos, this is going to be fully unscripted, so I'm going to probably say some stupid shit along the way, but you know, that's what you came here for. But these are the 3 trial decks I'm talking about. I got one of each here. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Triple Sleeve TCG, for providing us with these trial decks for me and my team. They got great deals on cases, clan splits, boxes, whatever you name it. So go check out their website. They take care of us. But for right now, I'm here to just open these up, see what goodies we get, kind of getting you guys a first reaction, kind of see what you guys can get inside of these, and then just going from there. Hopefully this video doesn't take too long. I'd hate for it to be an hour-long video of me just ranting about trial decks, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. Without further ado, let's go straight into it, and we're going to, of course, start with the first one, trial deck number 1 of Urara. Let's get it. So the fun part about these trial decks is the fact that I will be reviewing all 3 of them separately. So we're going to start off with Urara right here with Stoicheia and Leonor. But for the second and third one, we're just going to be looking at the contents. The first one's really going to be kind of exploring all of the stuff that you get inside of these trial decks. As you probably notice, unlike the previous ones, they don't come in a cardboard kind of box very nicely packed in. They actually come in a deck box already. So you get a plastic little deck box that you usually get from Bushiroad during events or stuff like that, but this one looks to be a little bit more structurally sound, honestly. And the deck and the whole contents already come in it. So not only when you buy this and you get your deck and you sleeve it up, you can already use it as a deck holder. Beautiful. All right, with that out of the way, let's crack this puppy open. ASMR plastic ripping. Yeah, there we go. That did not need to be that difficult. All right. Okay, here we go. So, I'm still don't know how I'm going to be switching between this and that camera, but we'll figure it out as we go along. So, right away, like I said, deck box. How do you open it? It's a deck box, so you should be just able to there we go. Just like a normal deck box, latches to the front. I'm going to bend a little bit, bend a little bit, bend it a little bit. Where to start? All right, from the back. First thing we have is these extra packs. So the trial decks do come with their normal trial deck cards, but Bushiroad also provided these nifty little expansion packs to say, yeah, they actually said expansion, did not read that one bit. And they're basically to help you upgrade your deck. Now these cards do not come in the set, so these are by only trial decks exclusive, and we're gonna get to those in a bit, but let's keep going through the box. So that out of the way. Ah, yes. Yes. They actually put it in the box. Thank fucking God. Each trial deck will be getting this special Blitz promo, Blitz order promo, Sentinel, Garter Straight, yada yada yada. Basically, I'll read the full effect because why not? Always love opening packs. So, it's a Sentinel, so you can only have 4 copies of a Sentinel in your deck. So this is basically one of your PGs, but also has a second ability or second condition of you can only have 1 of this in your deck. So it's not like other PGs where you can just max out 4 ofs. I wish this would have been stupid in some decks, but it's a good restriction because you gotta understand, for one, it's a Blitz order PG, which means it goes around normal guard restricts, like for instance, Flagberg, like any Baldur effect, especially the new crossover dress Varina that forces you to guard with 2 or more. Well, guarding with a Blitz order, you just bypass that because you never actually put it to Guardian Circle. You never actually guard with it, you use it. So it does work like an RPG, but it does have a couple of extra conditions as well as benefits. So for example, if your opponent's Vanguard has triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Therefore, you don't have to pay the cost, or in this case is discard a card from hand to use it. Your opponent has triple drive. This is going to be mostly the case in standard against the grade 4s, in premium against any stride, but you can just play this out of hand, don't need to ditch. It's a really nifty perfect guard. You can also just normal play this with discard a card from your hand if your Vanguard is grade 3 or less and it acts like a perfect guard, which means the grade 4 decks can't really use this if they're on grade 4. You just can't use it since you're at grade 4. But grade 3 decks against grade 4 in standard, premium is already obvious. Can't put this in V premium because it's not a V card, but you kind of get the gist of it. Moving on, you get, oh, that's part of the box. We're gonna just grab all of this. So we don't need that in the box anymore. There's just a nice little decoration and let you know what it is. I do like how these do have on the outside of the box, you can read it. Well, what is Cardfight Vanguard? A little bit of lore around the character, a little bit of lore around the unit, and then the unit included in this product are from Nation Stoicheia, and then also the explanation of Stoicheia. On the other side, normal product information, what you get inside, as well as Twitter, and then, you know, just nifty little arts and barcodes and all that. Put this somewhere. You know, I'm gonna put it over here. Probably in frame, probably not in frame, who knows. Anywho, moving on. This is nifty. In the trial decks, you get these little markers or tokens, or use these trigger tricks. Yeah, basically, they're your front trigger, draw, whatever, and they. Well, if I can pop it out nicely, I don't want to rip it. It'd be very much a shame to just open this and there we go. Come on, give, there we go. It's like little markers, little tokens, little indicators. Like, hey, I got a front trigger. I'm gonna put this. Well, not on a PG, but I'm gonna put this over here. Hey, PG. And they got the little characters too. That's actually nifty. I actually like that a lot. It's the small things that count, honestly. All right, moving on. We got, oh god. Yeah, of course, you can't play Vanguard and not know the field without a... Okay, this playmat's actually really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna put it down here. Here's one side. This is basically your teaching side. Instructions, what all zones are called, information, skill icons, grades, a little bit of how to play, what certain symbols mean, which is not bad. Like, these trial decks are meant for beginners to kind of get into the game, and once we go through the cards, you're going to understand what I mean by that. But this is very nice to have a playmat like this, where you can just put it down, you can read on the playmat what each zone does, what the decks do, how the phases go, from stand, draw, ride, main phase, battle phase, end phase, yada, yada, yada. And if you notice over here, there's a nice QR code for easy tutorial video. And I gotta say, the tutorial videos are really good. Now, if we flip it on the other side, this is cool. You got a full art of the character as well as the unit, and of course the zones. And this honestly just looks beautiful. As for a paper playmat that comes in the trial deck, this is honestly really nice. Like, you can probably just, if you can find a way to iron it, you can frame this and it just looks nice. Like, it just looks nice, all right? Vocabulary is limited. Grab it. I can't fold this back. Just gonna throw it away. Not throw it away, but put it over there. Anywho, last little paper, not important thing in the box is a quick, small, Jesus Christ, foldable rulebook. I'm not going to read through all this. Basically, from the top view camera, you can see it's got as many of the rules as possible to kind of get you through the game and understand what's going on. From what the card symbols do, to effects, to field position, to attacking, stand phase, ride phase. On the other side as well, like, you give explanations about the over trigger, boosting, orders, everything. I'm just looking at this, like, everything you need to know from a basic level of the game can be found in here. And if you're first time and you just grab this and go through it and start reading it, how the fuck did they fold? There we go. You go through reading this, you're going to get a real gist of the game. Now, of course, playing against friends or someone else is going to get you a better gist of the game, but it's not a bad to have like a little guide. This is a basic guide though, so comprehensive rules, good luck with that. That's a whole book to read. Anyway, I'm going to grab this deck out of here. We're going to put it to the side because I do want to examine the box one more time. This is an actually nice box that the deck came in, and you can still use this as a deck box. It's like, it's good plastic, like it's the same thing you usually get from Michiru, but it feels like a little bit more quality, honestly. I like that it's clear. I like the little symbols, the fact that it says what it is, Vanguard symbol on top with the Stoicheia emblem on the back. Like, overall, this is just a very nice box. legit. Like there's no, two ways around it. All right. With that out of the way, we don't have to review that stuff for the other decks because it's the same content. You get your extra pack, you get your promo with your markers or tokens or wherever they are, your rulebook, your playmat that I threw away over there because I couldn't fold it, and then of course the deck boxes cater to the deck. Now, the things that do differ in the decks is what's inside these sleeves, as well as the deck themselves. So we're going to go through the deck and kind of give a dummy version of what this shit does. First off, I immediately want to say the fact that the first one is foil is always nice. I love the fact that Bushiro does this always. It's a nice little pizzazz. And then you get 3 normal versions. So if you want to fold this out, you got to buy 4 trial decks. But in my opinion, money well spent. There's your boss unit. And this is one thing I wanted to point out. I honestly do think this is really cool. The ride line the ride line is a vanilla ride line in the trial deck. You don't do any effects because on the actual cards, it tells you how to play the game. It actually tells you how to ride from the ride deck and what to do and what unit to place. And I honestly do think that is super cool because if you go forward, this is your support dragon. This is another support. There you go. This is exactly what I wanted. A vanilla grade 2 that tells you how to intercept. We're going to get to this later. Vanilla grade 1 tells you what boost does. BGs, more cards, and of course crits. Triggers in general have always just told you what the trigger can do and what it does. So we got 4 crits, 4 draws. 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. We got a rainbow trigger. There is no over trigger in here that's in the special pack, but it does give you a rainbow of triggers, which I'm okay with, because if you want to play more fronts or less draws or more crits or less, one of them is going to come out for the over trigger, giving you 4 of each, so you can choose which one comes out. It's not bad. Speaking about the deck itself, we of course got Leonore, your boss unit, your May unit, and the first effect on all of these is going to be the same. It's just going to be basically the fact that if you were to persona ride, or when this unit would be rode upon, it can also be regarded as the upgraded version that we can find in boost set 7. That way you can basically persona ride immediately with the upgraded version if you want to run this in your ride line. Speaking about the main effect though, for Leonore, it's basically boost. Usually only one unit can boost a unit in front of it. Leonore says, nah fam, let's do all of them. So basically when Leonore attacks, you can Soul Blast on, discard a card from your hand, and boost with all of your back row stand units with boost. If they have boost, they boost. If they don't, they can't boost. So it doesn't give them boost. It's just, if they got boost, they boost the Vanguard. And the whole premise is that if you boost with 3 or more, she gains a drive check. And then at the end of the battle, the 2 boosted units on the right back and the left back column get to restand, so you can boost again with them for the rear guards. So overall, you just get a lot of power. You get an extra drive check to compensate for that discard. And it's just a very nifty effect. The soul cost is, I won't say a problem, but a thing you got to be very careful of. Other than that, she's a very cool mechanic. And then the trial deck version also has a rear guard effect, because once the upgraded version gets put in the deck, that's not a bad effect. Basically, it says that during the battle that this unit is boosted, this unit gets 5k, making it an 18k attacker boosted by, let's say, an 8. That's a 26k column immediately. As for the other cards, I'm just going to go skim through them real quick. They're good cards, not good cards. Some can be played, some can't be played. You got a card when it's discarded during the ride phase. You can call it a rear guard. It's basically a value card. PG's self-explanatory. Perfect guards, they are the upgraded perfect guards. Actually, they are not the upgraded perfect guards. They're reading as hard. So they're the normal perfect guards on Guardian Circle Place, pay the cost, Sentinel. Then you got this nifty guy. If your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, Cannibus 2 and draw a card. For any deck, this is bad. For a trial deck, this is actually good, because you don't Cannibus as much in Leonore. There's not many Cannibus effects, so just Cannibus 1 to draw 2 is not bad in a trial deck. You also got a 15k Interceptor. And then you got a very nifty dragon that basically just gains 10k power for a CB until the end of battle. That basically gives you that extra little oomph if you need it. So overall, the base cards in the trial deck are not that bad, or if I bring back the saying, not too shabby. Now let's look at the little extra upgrades you get in Leonore. That is a hefty pack. First things first, you see that you got the vanilla here and vanilla here that just have the text on them. And then as well as the ride line is vanilla. Well, you can't play a vanilla deck really if you want to play really. So in the extra pack, you get 3 copies of her. And basically with an effect that if the attack that she boosted hits, you can put a grade 2 or less card from your hand into your soul to draw a card. That fills Leonore's soul requirement as well as just helps you with filter. So she's a nice addition, and then she doesn't become a vanilla anymore. Sadly, this guy is a vanilla. He came from set 1. He doesn't have effect, so he's gonna just stay there. But hold up. This all mixed up. I don't know what happens or how is this. This is my first time opening this. I didn't know what to expect. But we got Clapping Dragon, which is just a good card. Draws you plus 10k for a CB. Not bad. Here's the Overtrigger. So you can replace one of your triggers with the vanilla Overtrigger. And then we got a nice order, honestly. Bumps up your back row. Here's the Ride Line. Here's the grade 2 with the effect. Grade 1 with the effect. And of course grade 0. It doesn't have really an effect. But it is still, you know, better than the vanilla. At least you draw a card going second. Leonore's whole ride line is just build a board so you can have units to boost with. But hey, there we go. And I think that's the reason why these were in the back. You have 3 copies in the front. Here's the foil version of that. And I think one of them is randomly foiled from these 3. So either this, or this is randomly foiled inside the extra packs. In my case, I got the random foil of the grade 1, the whole on hit. So that's nice. And yeah, there we go. That's Leonore. That's the stuff you get in the Leonore's trial deck. Like I said, very nifty things. I honestly did not know that one of the cards randomly is going to get foiled. That's actually really, really nice. I wonder what we're going to get into Jewel or Youthburst is going to foil. But for that, that's been it for Leonore. We're going to scoop this up and we're going to get to trial deck number 2. Alright, trial deck number 2 literally is called trial deck number 2. Michiru, Hazama, or Jewel. Let's hope I just don't have as much of a hard time opening this one as I did the other one. What the fuck do you open this? There you go. Plastic, go away. Alright. Like I said, nothing special now that we've gone through the first one. Contents are pretty much the same except for the cards. I do like the Jewel deck box just because it's Dark States. And I like Dark States. So we're gonna open this up. Grab from the middle. And grab all this except for the, here we go, extra pack in the promo. Yes, each one gets a promo. That's very nice. Here, I'm gonna put all this to the side. We don't need that. I'm gonna put the deck box over here because why not? Pip, 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 and pip. There we go. Like I said, contents are the same. You get your markers, you get your playmate, you get your rulebook, you get your all that stuff, and the deck box looks nice. But now that we've gone through that, we can actually look at the cards. And we're going to start off with your boy Jewel, almost front and center. So Jewel's whole gimmick is manipulating power. Like I said, like with Leonore, he's got the ability when he's rolled upon by the other Jewel that comes out in set 7, you get the persona right, basically. So if you want to keep him as your Vanguard and your Island, you can, and play 4 of the other one in your deck. It just works both ways. You basically have a potential of 7 copies of Persona Rights in a way. They work one way, so I can ride the new one over this one, but I cannot ride this one over that one and get Persona Right. It is not a Thagria effect. But speaking of Jewel and his effect, he's got a very simple effect. When he attacks, you Soul Blast 4, and it has to attack a Vanguard, but you have to Soul Blast 4 cards with different grades. Now that can be 0, 1, 2, 3, or it can be 1, 2, 3, 4 if you plan on putting grade 4s in your deck. Or it can be any combination of those, 5 grades. You just need to Soul Blast 4 different grades. And then when you do, you choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and until the end of the turn, increase or decrease its power to 1. And then if your opponent's Vanguard is also grade 3, Jewel will gain an extra critical. So basically, it's a way to, oh look, your opponent hit a defensive, let me put you back to 1, or hey, I don't have many good boosters, let me put you to 1 so my units can hit easier and you gotta guard harder. Keep in mind, if you're at 1 and someone's swinging at you for, let's say, 10, a 10k guard is enough because you gain 10k shield, but you're 10k and 1, so you're 1 power over the opponent's swing. But nice little foil jewel there. His second ability is that if you soul blasted 4 or more during this turn at the same time, for the cost of an ability, doesn't say it has to be specific Vanguard, he gains 5k on rearguard, making him 18. We're going to see a trend with these trial deck grade 3s. They're going to have a rearguard ability to gain 5k, making them 18 beaters, which is not bad. It's nice utility to have if you're going to run it. As with Leonor, you get your vanilla ride line, just to kind of teach you the rules. Put you this side. You get your vanilla grade 2 to teach you the rules of intercept. Put you this side, put you this side, put you this side. You get your vanilla grade 1 to teach you the rules of boost. And of course you get your 4 sets of crits, draws, fronts, and heals. Honestly, I like the crit. The crit looks nice. Now let's get to the grid. I can also probably put the PGs out of the way. PGs are self-explanatory again. But we can actually look at some of the trial deck cards that you get inside of this. Now the first one is, of course, a similar effect to the Leonor with the grade 1 when you discard a called a rearguard, when you discard for the ride line card of rearguard. But for Jejewel, because it's important to have different grades in soul for its ability, this one, when it's discarded for your ride phase, you may put this card into your soul. So it's a grade 2 that goes to soul, so you can kind of help yourself getting to that condition. Next we got a grade 1 Avid Helper. He's a very simple, straightforward ability. When this unit boosts a grade 2 or greater, you may soul charge 1. Helps you with the soul charge, helps you with the getting to the conditions. Very self-explanatory. A very similar card to Leonor, we have a if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Cannibalist 2 and draw a card. Again, these trial decks don't Cannibalist that much. So CB2 to draw a card is not bad for them to have like a, no other option. In a normal deck, that's very expensive. And then of course the grade 3 that honestly is, I like him. If you have a Vanguard with Jewel when he attacks, you can Cannibalist 1 against 10k, and at the end of the battle puts himself into soul. So he basically puts a grade 3 into the soul because he puts himself. And it's not bad, you need that different conditions. The ride line helps you get there, but unless you can soul charge a grade 3 somehow, you're not going to get your 4 conditions. But that is just the trial deck with the vanillas and, normal units. Then you get the extra pack. I wonder what foil I'm going to get in here. Go away. There you go. Alright. Just like with Leonor, you have 3, well, potentially a 4th that's going to be foil, we don't know yet, of the vanilla boost. This guy is really good for Jejewel, because he only works for Jejewel. When he's placed on rearguard, you can Soul Blast 1 to choose a card from your drop and put it into your soul, and he'll gain 2k. Not only is he a 10k booster, or even attacker, it's the fixer aspect that helps. If you have too many grade 2s in soul, Soul Blast 1 of the grade 2s, put a grade 3 in your soul, and you're set, and your Jejewel ability is active. Another card that is honestly one of my favorites is this grade 2 right here. Honestly, might be playing her in a lot of my decks. Ultrasound Siri, whatever. Her reading is still hard, alright? She's got a nifty ability that when she's plays, you can Cannibalist 1, look at top 3 cards, choose 1 card from among them, put it into your soul, and put the rest back to your deck and shuffle. So she's a way to, she's honestly a shuffle mechanic. Jesus Christ. Chaos needed a shuffle mechanic. This goes really well in Chaos. So she's a selective soul charge to help the Jewel get to that grade condition. But the beauty of her is that if you manage to get 4 different grades when you use her ability, so after the fact, after you put a card in there, you get to draw a card. So she fuels herself back. So you call a card, you put something selectively in there, you have 4 grades, cool, draw a card, you didn't minus your hand, and you put a unit on the board and use soul charge. Like, she's just a package, and it only costs 1 CB, and I like it. And then another one of my favorites, honestly, it's not a bad card. A grade 1 that's just on place, look at top 2, choose 1, put it into your soul, put the rest on the bottom, that's it. Does not have to be Jewel specific, just does it. It's a nice way to filter, and it's an 8k body on the board. It's honestly not a bad card. There's the overtrigger. Alright, time to see what we got foiled. Here's the grade 2 ride line, and we got the grade 1 ride line foiled. There you go. Did not know these can come in foil. Oh my god, these prices are gonna jump because people are gonna want it foiled until it gets speed. But that's very nice. The grade line got foiled, or at least a grade 1. There's a grade 0, and then of course each one. So I got 4 copies of this, 2 of this, and 2 of this. Not bad. The Jadul deck is very focused on get the right cards into Soul so you can do your shenanigans, and you get a lot more extra upgrades in set 6 as well as set 7 especially. But for the most part, that's been Jadul. We're going to scoop this up and we're going to go to the last little edge boy, number 3. Youthberg with Raika, number 3. Let's go. Honestly, Youthberg is one of the more popular ones that come out of all these trial decks. He's just got that nice aesthetic as well as a really nifty effect that people do like. A little bit peeved that was so easy the 3rd time, but I guess practice makes perfect, you know. But for Raika, I'm gonna nicely open this. He gets a new ability. Now in Overdress, we got Overdress as the ability. Oh, cooperate, come on. Overdress is the ability, and then now we got Crossover Dress. In between, you got Boost Dress with Boss Sagara and Trick Moon. And now with the introduction of trial decks in this season, we got a new ability called Revolt Dress. And we're going to look at it here in a second once I pack up this box. Here you go. All right. Extra pack, promo to the side. Time to look at Youthberg. Right. Full on the top like always. 4 copies of Youthberg. And he has a very, 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 very nifty ability. Like with the rest, you ride the other form, which is Skyfall. Don't ask me how I remember. And you get the whole Persona ride, yada, yada, yada. His ability on the other hand, if I can speak, is Revolt Dress. And basically, it's a Vanguard ability that says, at the end of the battle that he attacked, you choose a card from your hand with Revolt form in its card name, ride it as stand, and it gets drive -2 until the end of turn. Revolt forms, we're going to see them here in the trial deck, or what they exactly do and what happens. You won't stay on that unit. You're going to get back to Youthberg. We'll get that here in a sec. But basically, it access you for another Vanguard attack. This one does not have drive checks yet, but it does give you another swing, which means 4 swings just innately in a card. Leonor and Jadul don't have that innately in a card. They get it later. But now let's look at the rest of the deck. As per usual, Ride Line Vanilla in the trial deck. We're going to put this nifty Revolt form to the side with the other cards. There's our Interceptor. He's actually going to be the effect card this time around, not a grade 1. Put that to the side. Put our little booster. We got PGs. Put that to the side. And of course, triggers. All the triggers. Honestly, that's a dope ass crit trigger. That is a dope ass crit trigger. Alright, time to look at the rest of the trial deck. Just like Leonor, we got a grade 1 that once she's discarded during ride phase, you can call it a rear guard. For Jadul, that's not bad. You build a board, you build boosters, you need some extra power, you need some extra help. I don't think we saw this inside Jadul, or maybe my memory, short-term memory is already failing me. But we did get another Interceptor, 15k, but this one it only works if you have a Vanguard Revolt form in its card name. Or not a card name, a Vanguard with the ability to Revolt form. And then you got this nifty little grade 2. If your Vanguard's Uber in its card name, Counterblast 2, and this unit gets 10k until the end of turn. A power for a CB2. We saw CB2 draw. I would rather take that than power, but you never know. Maybe the extra little oomph is what you need. Now the actual mechanic. Alright, we're going to take one. We're going to put these to the side. These are Revolt forms. They're also Youthbergs. That'll be important when you pick up set 6 and actually upgrade the deck. Because, you know, searching out Revolt forms, yada yada yada. But Youthberg Revolt form Zest in this case has the nifty ability that when he's placed by the Revolt Dress ability, until the end of turn he gains 15k, making him a 28k attacker. That's now a number to sneeze at. That's honestly a really good number to swing. That's over a normal trigger, and that's one to pass already on a front trigger with the effect of 20k shield. However, if you did Persona Ride this turn, when he's placed, he gains an extra critical, which means a 38 double critical unit on its own. That is dangerous. And then all Revolt forms, we're going to have this secondary ability. At the end of turn, choose a card with a Revolt Dress ability from your soul and ride it as rest. So you get back to your original Youthberg that you were on. Or, if you have multiple different Youthbergs in your soul, you can kind of pick and choose. As long as it's got the Revolt Dress ability, it don't care. It don't matter. But with the main trial deck cards out of the way, let's look at the little extra goodies we're gonna get. Alright, as per usual, free copies of the vanilla. This time it's a grade 2. This honestly has a very interesting ability. It's basically like the trial deck grade 2 that CB2 gains 10. But instead, when your Vanguard is placed by the Revolt Dress ability, you can counterblast one and it gains 10k power, making it a 20k attacker. If you boost it with an 8k, 28k column is honestly not bad for 1 CB. Then you got this nifty little grade 2. Honestly, really good grade 2. He's basically, if you know Painkiller Angel, he's a cracked Painkiller Angel. Because if you have 4 units, which is honestly the only hard condition here, at the end of Bell, Soul Blast 1, retire him, look at top 3 cards, choose a one grade 2 or greater card from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. If you didn't put anything into your hand, you get to draw a card. So regardless, he's going to plus you a card. He might just plus you a Revolt form, he might just plus you a Persona Red, or he just might plus you a nifty grade 2 you want in your hand. Regardless, he's just a really good card. You can put it in a lot of other decks as well. Overtrigger out of the way, and then you also get a nice Blitz Order for Youthberg in this set. It's not a Blitz Order, I'm mistaken, normal order. Counterblast 1 if you have a Vanguard with Revolt Dress ability. Search your deck for a Youthberg Revolt form Zest, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. So basically this card, you get 2 of them in the whole deck box, trial deck, expansion packs thing. And basically just asks you to have 6 copies of Zest in your deck. So you always have one in hand whenever you go. Dying. Oh yeah. Excuse me. So you always have 1 copy of Zest in your hand when you're doing the Revolt Dress ability. Very crucial, because if you don't, you're just not doing your main shtick. Now let's look at what we got foiled. It's not the grade 2. It's not the grade 1 right line. It's not the grade 0. This boy got foiled. A little bit disappointed. He's not the best card for the rattle of this foiled, but still not bad. He was foiled. A-okay. This is what you get in the Revolt Dress. Alright, I'm gonna just pack this up real quick. With all that scooped out of the way, that's been it for the trial decks. Honestly, amazing stuff. Again, did not know how long I was just gonna rant for. Hey, under an hour, ha ha ha. That's what happens if you don't have a script. But trial decks are honestly amazing. The decks themselves are on a good level out of the box immediately. Of course, you need upgrades, and you can get upgrades for all these decks inside of Boost Set 6 and Boost Set 7 coming out later this year. Boost Set 6, if I'm not mistaken, is coming out October 21st, so it's a couple weeks away. And then Boost Set 7 is coming in December 15th. I want to say if it is. If it's not, it's covering my face, and there's the date. But those 2 sets are going to have really good upgrades for all 3 of these decks. But like I said, out of the box, they're not bad. They're honestly not bad. You get some good extra upgrade power inside of the expansion packs. And of course, they'll get a proper ride line effect to get everything else. But I do love the fact that not only do these decks come in at a good power level, but everything you get in here is so user-friendly for anybody picking up the game for the first time. Getting a deck box to be able to carry your deck around, getting instructions not only in the form of a big fucking pamphlet, but also on the actual cards that kind of help you and remind you. You play for fun with a couple of friends, just play the trial deck, don't put the expansion back in, just get used to the rules. That is really, really good. Then the little nifty markers, like, these are cute. I can't say nothing about it, but these are really cute. Just help indicate where power in front and crit's going. I kind of now understand. When I opened it up, I was like, why are there 3 fronts and only 1 of each of the other? Oh yeah, front. you put one on each because it's a front trigger. Duh. But the playmat's honestly really good. You got a side to teach and a side that looks really cool. Like I didn't open up the other ones. Let me find your jewel because I like your jewel. 1 second. Here it is. I'm gonna have so much cleaning up to do. Open sesame. Oh god. Don't rip. Oh god. Don't rip. Told you this wasn't scripted. Oh, stop. We're good. Ha. I don't know if you guys can see this or how well it looks, but that just looks cool for a playmat that comes inside of a box. That's just cool. I actually got it. Anyway, so overall, I am very pleased with what Michiru has done with these trial decks. Like, these are on point, great additions to the game, fun new ride lines. The booster sets actually expand on their game mechanics, and just the stuff you get out of the box is amazing. Also, yes, this is a good promo to be in. This is a very needed promo. The fact that you get one and you can only play one when you buy a trial deck is like perfect. All right. But with that being said, I'm gonna end this nifty video here. If you like the video, please leave a like, share it with your friends. Comment down below which one of these three is your favorite and you're gonna be maining. But if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even follow us on Facebook, join us on Discord, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, whatever. Or watch us on Twitch, if I start streaming on Twitch again. But with that being said, I've been Philip, and I can't wait to get my hands on 4 more of the jewel deck that are coming in. Woo!